So today we have some very interesting information regarding both Horizon Zero Dawn and The Last of Us Part 2. When it comes to Horizon Zero Dawn, the big information regarding this game has to do with how many copies it sold over the course of 2 years. They are celebrating their 2-year anniversary since the release of this new IP, and we're going to go over that, and we're also going to talk about apparently a leak/rumor that has occurred with The Last of Us Part 2 regarding its release date, which I think a lot of you are going to be very interested in. I know I was interested in it, and it's a little bit more plausible than you might think, but it is still a rumor, so we have to make sure to take it with a massive grain of salt there. But before I get into that, I just want to address something because a lot of people have been asking me, have I played Bloodborne yet? When's my Bloodborne review coming out? When am I going to talk about it? And I want to let you know that I have been playing it, and it has been extremely difficult, to say the least, and I'm getting better at it. But what I've realized is that it's going to take me a while to fully complete this game and experience everything it has to offer. And a lot of people are telling me, MBG, you got to play the DLC as well. Don't forget that. And I have played the Dark Souls games and their DLC. So if there's something I know is that it's probably going to be pretty extensive. So I'm letting you guys know I plan on hopefully it will be tomorrow, getting a video out, kind of just giving my initial thoughts on it and just what I think of what I've played so far. And I think you guys might find that interesting because I don't want to make you guys wait too long because I have no idea when I'm going to beat this. It's been a challenge, to say the least, and I don't want to say any more than that. But I really do. I am eager to talk about it myself. So hopefully you guys can look forward to that. But getting into the news here, yes, Horizon Zero Dawn is celebrating its second anniversary, and it has announced that it officially sold 10 million copies worldwide, which is absolutely incredible. And anybody who wants to downplay that or make that seem like that's not significant, you have no idea what you're talking about. We're talking about a new IP here from a studio that is not known to make games like this, and it has done incredibly well over the course of these 2 years. You're going to have some people who want to say that 10 million copies sold compared to almost pretty much 95 million PS4 sold. That's abysmal. Those are not good numbers. You're dead wrong. You are dead wrong. 10 million copies sold of a new IP, especially one that is an exclusive game, is phenomenal. Those are very, very impressive numbers, and it proves that Guerrilla Games really, I mean, we've already known this, but it really just reaffirms, I should say, that Guerrilla Games really did something special with Horizon Zero Dawn and coming off of the Killzone series, which I think there's some people who want to see them return to that. Maybe we'll see that in the future. It's kind of up in the air right now. But something we can definitely bet on and say for sure is that Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is a game that is definitely in development. It's probably been in development since they came off the first Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's something that I think many, many people are very excited to hopefully find out. It'll be announced or launching alongside the PlayStation 5 sometime in 2020. I think that's a safe bet, but nonetheless, man, 10 million copies sold for a new IP. Again, very impressive, and it really just goes to show that Sony, and this is what I really respect about Sony the most, is that they take risks. There's no doubt that them allowing Guerrilla Games to kind of go outside their comfort zone, create a game like this, take that type of risk, give them the time necessary to do so, letting their developers spread their wings and really just kind of go out and do something new and something fresh and something unique. This is the result, man. This is the result. And I want to say as well that a lot of people have been recommending to me that I play Horizon Zero Dawn. And in fact, I think it's the most recommended game I've seen. Everybody says, MBG, now that you got a PS4, man, you got to play this game. So I want to let you guys know, for those who are interested, I do plan on playing it at some point. I just have no idea when I'm going to be able to get to it. Right now, I'm in the thick of Bloodborne. I have no idea when I'm going to be finished with that, and there's a bunch of other games coming out as well that I do want to make sure I set some time aside to play. But Horizon Zero Dawn is for sure a game I'm going to play because I'm really interested to see, you know, what makes people love this game so much. Because if I'm being honest with you, there's nothing that I've seen from the game just based off of the trailers and stuff. I haven't really dived into the gameplay. it hasn't really like made me think, oh, I really want to play this right now. But I can see that there's something unique and interesting here. So I'm really curious to see, when I get my hands on it, whenever I do play, if it's going to be one of these games, yet another Sony exclusive experience that leaves me thinking, wow, okay, now I see, what makes this game special. But moving on from that, we're going to talk about this rumor that involves The Last of Us Part 2's release date. And it says here, it looks like we finally have a plausible and believable release date for Naughty Dog's upcoming The Last of Us Part 2. The sequel is hotly anticipated, and PlayStation gamers worldwide are absolutely desperate to get their hands on 2013's undisputed Game of the Year. The Peruvian gaming retailer Lawmakers have issued a promotional material for the game. I'm going to try my best to get an image of this up on screen. I apologize if I can't. I will, however, leave the article linked down below so you can check it out yourself. But basically, it looks to be a poster for The Last of Us Part 2 with Ellie on it, and it has the box art. And something that is a little strange looking about this is the box art looks very generic. It's just a PS4 case with the title of the game, Last of Us Part 2. It does have pricing, but at the bottom left corner, it says the release date will be October 2019. So it says here, now, as with all rumors and leaks, this should be taken with a million pinches of salt until Sony or Naughty Dog officially reveal a release date. Then there is no real reason to put the wheels of hype in motion, given that Sony has just recently had a private press conference where details were revealed about upcoming titles, including confirmation they'd release in the fiscal year 2020. Then I do genuinely believe we'll see The Last of Us Part 2 in October. So I think that last part there is easily the most significant piece of information that we need to pay attention to, and the reason why we need to kind of take this maybe as the truth and something that could end up being very plausible is Sony did have their Destination PlayStation in February, and basically the reason why it's a private press conference is because they're giving out information that they're not ready to reveal publicly, but they need to prepare retailers and let them know what to expect from them throughout 2019, as well as, probably sometime in 2020. So there's definitely a lot of information being given that is not supposed to be publicly known, but we could end up getting leaks like this. And so the fact that this is coming out shortly after that really does kind of lend itself to the idea that we could end up seeing The Last of Us Part 2 this October, which I think would be very surprising for a lot of people, because if there's something I've seen a lot of people say regarding specifically games like The Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding, as well as Ghost of Tsushima, is that there's no way any three of these games are launching in 2019, but I wouldn't assume that, honestly. I would assume the opposite. I would say that at least one of these games is definitely going to release before the end of this year. I mean, we're just now in March, so we still have a lot of months left before this year ends, obviously, and you know that Sony's not just going to put out Days Gone and Dreams. I mean, maybe they could. That'd be kind of crazy, but I'm assuming they're going to want to have one of these big three games launching by the time the holiday season gets here. It would be in their best interest to do so, especially with how many PS4s are out on the market. There's also something we have to think about. There's a lot of other games that haven't gotten release dates yet, big games that we know are going to be launching sometime during the holiday season in October. So maybe the reason why Sony's waiting to announce the release date is because they are willing, as we've seen before, to push dates back and delay games as needed. But there's no denying that if this is true, October is going to be huge. I think a lot of people would be pleasantly surprised, and I think that if there's any games that are set to release at that time, they might want to reconsider. Even though it is an exclusive game, there's no doubt in my mind that The Last of Us Part 2 at this point is a juggernaut. Even though it is exclusive, I think it's definitely a juggernaut, and if there's any games that are positioned for October of this year, and this release date does end up coming true, they're going to have to watch out. But again, I do have to stress, this is a rumor, this is a leak, this is easily one of my most anticipated games. For anybody who doesn't know, I know that there's a lot of new subscribers, which thank you guys, I'm very appreciative of that. Some of you may not have seen that I made a video last month where I finally played The Last of Us. It was a game that I had been putting off for a long time, and now that I finally got a PS4, I said, you know what, let me try it out, and it blew me away. I was not expecting it to be that good. I for sure thought that it was like overhyped, and You know, everybody's hyperbolic about it, and it's really not going to live up. And then I played it, and I was like, holy crap, now I get it. Now I get it. And I am very, very excited for The Last of Us Part 2. So I'm hoping that this release date is true. But we're going to have to wait to see and find out about that. And that's going to do it for the video, guys. I didn't want to make it too long, but I definitely wanted to come out here and give you this information because I think you guys will find it very interesting. At this point, I'm going to ask you to let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think about all this stuff? What do you think about Horizon Zero Dawn selling 10 million copies in 2 years and this potential leaked release date for The Last of Us Part 2? I will be interested to see what you guys have to say. Make sure you leave the video a like if you did enjoy it. It really helps out. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the content. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Be sure to share the video out as well. That also helps tremendously. And hit the bell notification icon on top of all that so you can be notified anytime I upload a new video. But until next time, guys, take care.